Hey, what are you doing? You're still here, huh? As to be expected. Yeah, I expect you to be here, right? You expected you to be here too. You didn't have to show up. You could have been anywhere. You could have done anything, right? There's nothing holding you accountable. Nobody's here to no one's forcing you. You can go. You can go. You're still here. I'm proud of you. You're amazing. I'm gonna drink to that because we got some stuff to talk about. Cling, grab your water. You don't have it, better get it. All right, here we go. All right. We've been through a lot. We've talked about a lot. We've talked about superhuman, repeating repetitions, the redundancy. Actually, if you've noticed this, you may have already just started grabbing your water. You may have already just started wanting to drink water every time I drink water, all that stuff. That's the programming. That's the point of repetitions. The more we repeat it, the deeper that code is written, right? Including not reaching for the bottle, including not thinking that thought. All those are repetitions as well. We're just writing new pathways, right? That's what's most important. We talked about that in writing the code, right? Now we want to talk about this thing that happens when you start to expand. There's this thing that happens where you start to recognize how powerful you are. You start to want to go backwards naturally. And the reason we want to do that is because success is an ability, happiness is an ability. And as we start to feel happiness and watching these things unfold and feeling these things unfold, sometimes that's kind of scary. And so this is why we talk about routine. This is why we talk about repetitions and affirmations and making your bed and all that stuff. Your routine is your safety net. What that means is, worst case scenario, you'd always go back to your routine. So let's talk about this. Set up a daily routine that works for your new habits. Your daily routine should be based around who you're becoming and have nothing to do with the problem itself. What will future you be doing? Think about this. Does future you make their bed? Does future you drink water? Does future you go to the gym? Does future you eat healthy food? What does future you do? Okay? I know we're trying to drink less alcohol. I know we're focused on that bad habit. That's not the point. We're not here for that. Your routine is not based on what you're trying to get rid of. Your routine is based on what the future you would be doing. Now, I say this because after liver failure, right, after I started to recover, what was my routine like? I went right back to doing what I did before liver failure. I was in bed. I was depressed. I was upset. I was angry. I was watching this movie and that movie. And I was listening to this music and doing these things and talking to these people and I was doing the same thing, right? If we do the same thing, we get the same results. The only difference was I wasn't drinking alcohol and I'm recovering from liver failure. So this is why you're here. This is the whole point. Your routine now is built around who you're becoming. What would future you be doing? Would future you be wearing white shoes? I'm going to put all this new identity information down here so you can get very, very specific on what this looks like. Does future you wake up early? Does future you eat spaghetti? What does future you look like? What does future you do? We have to be it until we see it. This is why affirmations, future you and current you should definitely be using affirmations. Rewriting the neurological code associated with your thoughts and emotions. What we think becomes what we do and how we act. How we act determines how we feel and where we apply our energy. This is why your affirmations are one of those things that you wake up and get excited about. You wake up, you make your bed, or before you make your bed, you read your affirmations. Those affirmations are something along the lines, whatever you've decided to create, use the examples I've provided. I am not an anxious person. I'm simply excited to live my life as the new superhuman, and that makes me feel powerful. Whatever your affirmations are, become your thoughts, because we are thinking, rethinking, thinking again. In the same way, literally somebody wrote me earlier and said, There's no such thing as an alcoholic, only people with weak livers. That person has been repeating that their entire life. And that's why they continue defending alcohol and doing the things that they do, because they've repeated it, repeated it, repeated it. It's called a political truth. It's something that is repeated over and over and over and over and over. The more you repeat these things, the more you believe them. Future you doesn't believe the crap that the old you used to say, used to repeat, used to believe. Because future you, which is the you right now, literally says healthy things, does healthy things, has a healthy regimen. Worst case scenario is you could just fall back on your routine. Yes, I thoroughly encourage you to make tea and watch your favorite show and do these things. Whatever your regimen is, it's got to be based on something that's helping you move forward, helping you wake up, helping you get excited. I don't care if you got to watch Mr. Rogers and drink a cup of tea with the dog. The point is that what works for future you is going to work for you now. You may be a little uncomfortable. That's because reading affirmations and doing these things is new. But guess what you're doing? New. All of this is new to you. You've never done this before, or maybe you have. And this is why you're still here. The point is that your regimen is designed, your routine, what you do all day, every day. What do you do when you go to sleep? What do you do? What do you dream about? Write it out. What do you want to dream about? What do you wake up to? What sounds do you wake up to? Do you wake up to an alarm? Do you wake up to your watch? Do you wake up to Alexa or Siri, whatever it is? What do you wake up to? What music is it? What are you eating for breakfast? How much water are you drinking? How many affirmations do you have? Are you getting in the shower? What is at the table? What is the smell? Do you have incense? Do you have candles? What is it? This needs to be expected. You set up a routine and do this and this and this and this and this and this and this, because your routine is your safety net. That right there is going to put you and keep you on track. Because once again, you could be, look, at the time of recording this, it's 1:33. I know on a typical day at 1:33, I would be in a business appointment with one of my 17 partners. I would have that on the schedule. I'd be speaking with them about their projects, their situations. We would be working on this, that, and the other. If something were to shift and I couldn't show up and something were to get weird, I know that at 2 o'clock, I'd be having a snack. I'd be having this. It's literally on my calendar. This is the routine of future me. But this routine is also the routine that I set up as the liver failure survivor on the couch me. I decided that I'm going to go to sleep between 9 and 11. I'm going to play on TikTok for a while. And then from there, I'm going to wake up between 6:30 and 7:30. Today, I was up at 7:30, right? Then I drank my water. And then I made my bed. And then, you see what I'm saying? This regimen has been the same for years. And it works for me. What works for you is different. You may have kids. You may have school. You have work. You've got all of these different things. Map out a routine that helps you move forward and contributes to what future you is going to be doing. Eventually what happens is you've designed a life around who you really want to be, even if it's kind of fuzzy, and eventually you're going to recognize that you've been that person for a long time. Maybe you're already that person and you're just starting to uncover that right now. This is exactly what future you would be doing. They'd be showing up for themselves. They'd be in this program. They'd be investing in themselves. They'd be into personal development. They'd be hanging out with all this positive information. They're already making breakfast, they're already doing these things. You may recognize that right this second. And if you don't, that's fine. But the reality is you want to set up a regimen that works for you, because your routine is your safety net. What happens when we're safe? We make magic happen. Routine amplifies your familiarity and breeds predictability, which is also known as control. When you know what to expect daily, you apply your emotions to priorities and give less attention to what isn't working. This makes you feel more successful. If something isn't working and we're giving all of our attention to it, then we're really just amplifying our feeling of not being successful. Success is what you believe it is. It's not what I believe it is. I believe success is happiness. If I could be happy, then I'm successful. And then I could bask in that successful feeling all day long. And that's what drives me moving forward. With this, you look at this and go, predictability. Remember we talked about this, right? And writing the code and all that stuff in that practice, you know what to expect. Yes, there's going to be variations, but when you know what to expect, that makes you feel comfortable. You know what's going to show up. You know there's going to be 10 beans in your coffee. You know you're going to be having this oatmeal. You know that you're going to be making that phone call. You know that you don't have to worry about this person or that person and all of those things. You know what to expect. That predictability is the same predictability that you're going to recognize as you level up, because you know that when you put the energy here, you can predict that you're going to get this kind of results over there. This is the concept of CEOs. This is why CEOs can invest money in certain areas and predict the results and generally get dang good results. It's their routine. When you see people on TV, when you see people that are just like, wow, they really got their stuff together. Do you think they just woke up and had all their stuff together? They had to get their stuff together and then wake up. They got their stuff together through the action, the practice of waking up. They have set themselves up in such a way where they're delivering themselves at a peak state of performance at all times. On, off. When they got to operate, it's go time. Boom. This is because they have a regimen. This is because they practice affirmations. This is because they know who they are. They're at their most authentic. They're doing exactly what you're doing now, just in a different way. That's all that is. You are literally unlocking some of the most powerful elements simply by having a routine. When you know what to expect, you live a stress-free life. Everything is expected when you set up a routine that rewards you in a healthy way. Expect progress, expect abundance, expect happiness and momentum. Think about this. Imagine living a stress-free life. Do you think I'm stressed out? Do you think I get stressed out? I'm gonna drink to this. Do you think I get stressed out? What stresses me out? Think about this. What do you think stresses me out? I can't even come up with anything because I just don't surround myself with things that are stressful. And if I am in a high intensity situation that could be stressful, you know what I do? I practice applying my emotions. I sit here and go, that's just, this iPad fell off the wall the other day. Getting upset and flipping out doesn't change anything. It's either going to be broken or it's not. It's just fine. It was meant to fall. Everything is cool. I don't put myself in situations where I have to amplify my anxiety, right? I don't have to do anything like that. Things are stress-free. I know that I can go through these things. A lot of introverts enjoy having a routine because they go, I know exactly what to expect. I don't have to worry about all these random things popping up and showing up, right? That's cool. The point is to create a lifestyle. That's what a routine is. It's basically a lifestyle around helping you live a stress-free life. Stress is stress. Everyone gets stressed out. But the person you are handles their stress in a healthy way. You know that when you're stressed, you can come back to this video and watch it again. You know that when you're stressed, that you go outside and listen to the rain. You know that when you're stressed, you have a healthy conversation. Or you just sit and think to yourself, but you're thinking specific thoughts. You're not just going, what's happening? You're allowing these thoughts to come in, but you're not giving an emotional response to them. You're now writing stuff out. Remember, you don't have to write everything out for the rest of your life. You're just programming yourself how to process. Eventually, I stopped having to write these things down because I knew that that thought meant this. I knew that this action meant that. You just get good at being you, at being next level in your own life. And because of that, you live a stress and anxiety-free life. It's your kingdom. It is what you allow. It is what you don't allow. It's completely yours. And so the world that you live in, the way you interpret information, the way you look at yourself, the way you look at the information around you, the way you process this data is in a healthy way. And that's why that routine is so powerful. It's your safety net. A routine based around love makes you unfucking stoppable. Nobody can mess with the love you generate for yourself, especially when it's intertwined with your daily routine. it becomes equally as important as your progress. You think you're going to stop me from going to the gym? You think you're going to stop me from working out? I love these things. More importantly, I love me. So do you. You love you. That's why you're here. You think of your routine. At the end of this day, I'm going to go to the gym where I play. You're not going to mess with where I play. My routine is built from love. My routine, everything, including being here with you, is built from love. I love me. I love you. I love life. I love the experience. I love water. Speaking of which, let's drink some, right? Remember we talked about love breeds talent. Love writes the code. The code is written from love. And if routine is repetition, then what do you think your routine is made out of? It's made out of love. Love for you. Love for your future. Love for your expansion. Love for your knowledge. Those things are what your routine is literally designed from. Because no one's going to stop you. I don't care if it's tea. I don't care if it's a movie. I don't care. Whatever your regimen is, whatever you got to do to take care of you, you love you. You're not going to let these people or that thing, unless it's like a hurricane, interrupt your you time, the things that you got. This is what, when people go like, don't talk to me until I had my coffee, that's because it's a part of their routine. They're sitting here going, I am not me without this. That's fine. As long as there's no bourbon in that and we can process in a healthy way, we're good, right? The point is that you develop a routine that makes you unstoppable. You love you. You love having these habits. You love moving forward. You love expanding yourself. You love trying new things. You love talking to new people. You love feeling productive. You love doing things that help you feel successful and happy. And your routine contributes to that. Future you is going, dude, thank goodness he started eating alphabet soup for breakfast. The point is, this routine is designed to help you feel more successful, recognize your love, do those things that you really enjoy. This is, and I'll tell you this, my routine between, 10 and 11, that's for me. I schedule my time. Yes, I own businesses. But if I'm spending 12 hours of my day doing what I love, and what I love is in business, then what about the things that I want to do? I literally schedule an hour to do whatever Cody wants to do. I could be eating my soup. I could be finishing up the movie. I could be doing whatever I want to do. I literally set time aside to go, dude, what do you want to do? Do you want to spend time and be on sober? Do you want to do this? Or do you want to answer some calls? Do you want to answer some questions? Do you want to talk to some people? Do you want to call mom? What do you want to do? Because after that, bro, you're in your routine, which is working on this, that, and the other. Your routine will be different. But everything that I do is built from love. I love me, so I contribute to my routine. I stick to my routine because your routine is your safety net. You can always go back to it. It's the old trusty routine. Moving forward. No matter what, you can always fall back to what's familiar. In a worst case scenario, you can always go back to what's designed to work. You get good at anything you practice. You practice familiar what is working. I've said this a few different ways. And this is me getting ahead of myself. This is one of those things that no matter what happens, no matter how you feel, no matter who shows up, no matter who's saying what, no matter what, you could always say, you know what? It's 5 p.m. It's Netflix time. It's okay to reward yourself. It's okay to literally set up a routine that rewards you. That's what we were talking about earlier. You know, at the end of the day, you're going to have your steak. You know, at the end of the day, you're going to have your whatever. At the end of the day, you're going to have your pudding. At the end of the day, you're going to have your conversation. At the end of the day, you're going to be sitting on the bench. At the end of the day, you're going to be doing this. All of that is familiarity. This is why so many things, and I'll say this, because when we're swimming in alcohol, when we're swimming in substances, everything is always moving and it's unpredictable and it feels unpredictable. So it's actually contributing to our anxiety. This is why not having alcohol in our system or being healthy and then adding alcohol. Remember this, the whole point is not to just quit drinking alcohol. is to develop a healthy relationship with alcohol or with that substance or with that habit or whatever that is. Lots of people don't want anything to do with alcohol. So that's the healthy version of their relationship. Some people want to end their day with a beer or two. That's cool, right? The point is getting control of that. So if that fits into your regimen and that's what you'd like to end your day with, do it in a healthy way. Take care of you. Be the best version of you before you decide to add alcohol, if you ever decide to add alcohol. As an ex-alcoholic, that will never, ever, ever touch my lips ever, for no other reason than I'm done with it. I'm over it. I'm so done. I've had the experience. It's not an addiction thing. I've learned, I've grown, I've practiced. I'm beyond sober. So alcohol will never fit into my regimen. That doesn't mean it won't fit into someone else's regimen. Only you are going to know. Only you get this. Only you know you. And now you know even more about who you are, and more importantly, who you want to be. With that said, I might drink to this before we jump on to the next video. Cling, I'm super proud of you.